PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Second set with Laura Madison here. So I hope you guys got plugged in on the first one and you heard about, I'm a dream story about a girl selling cars in Montana going to the next level and becoming a national celebrity in the automotive industry. Well, one of the things that really got her started was that she did all of the work that we normally do prior to ever getting a chance to meet the customer. I'll give you an example. Last night, Johnny Smith took a car in trade. It was a 2-year-old Highlander. Great car, low mileage. And in the Toyota world, for most dealers, we're going to certify that car. And we're going to do all kinds of cool stuff, and we're going to bring the value of that car up. Well, Laura, even though she didn't take that trade in, would go out there and do a walk around on that car, maybe prior to the car being detailed, and do a full walk around. Their business development center internet department got paid for traffic. So if somebody came in to the dealership to look at a car, they got money. If they bought the car, they got more money. So Laura would put it on YouTube, put a link together, and walk up to the BDC manager and go, hey, here this Highlander's not going to go on the lot for probably 7-8 days. Here's a video on it. The rest of the salespeople saw her doing this. It wasn't like she was doing this in the cloak of night. And she gave it to them. I'm in the BDC. I'm going to get paid if I get somebody to come in. I'm giving them price. I'm giving them pictures. And I'm going to give them a walk around that this salesperson's produced. And all of a sudden, Laura's selling cars before the customer came in. The rest of the salespeople in the dealership got angry about it. I don't think it's fair. Laura sells the cars before we ever even get a chance to show the cars. As the owner or the general manager of the dealership, I guess I'd be thinking about maybe firing her because we like to keep our cars around for a couple of months. So if you guys don't understand why I'm so passionate about this, to me, this is one of the most genius things that I've ever seen, ever done by a salesperson, and she did it on her own because she realized the personal connection. So if you take a second, Laura, and tell them, when you're framing a video or doing any kind, what are the things that are going through your mind to make sure that video has impact to the person that receives it?
Well, one of the big things that's gone through my mind is I want it to feel real natural, like they're standing there with me. I want to really build that human connection because that's what's going to drive them in to come see me. So as much as I can, I like to have my face in the frame. You know, I hear some hesitation from salespeople saying I don't want to be on camera, and it's stiff certainly at first, but that's one thing that's important. They need to know what I look like. They need to know my mannerisms. You know, they need to just get comfortable with who I really am. So that's one big part.
You know, it's funny, you know, people say this all the time to me, you know, Casey, I'm really uncomfortable on video. I don't like my photo taken. And I mean, my response, y'all know me, I look at it and says, it doesn't matter how many times you take a picture, it's what you freaking look like. You know, and there's got to be a moment in time where you get over it. Look in the mirror and go, this is all I got, so why don't I use it? That's the greatest thing about selling is everybody doesn't look the same, everybody doesn't act the same, and that uniqueness is what makes great salespeople. So what Laura said to you guys right there, if you just heard her, she said, I want you to be so comfortable with me that when you come in, we're already doing business. The more comfortable they are, the closer to a yes, maybe.
Absolutely.
So when you're shooting, do you have a sequence of shots that you like to put in a short video?
You know, one of the things I like to do is I like to mix it up. I don't want to get too stuck in patterns because I want to keep trying to see what's going to be the most effective for people. And sometimes I get excited about different things. You know, if there's a Tundra that I've got that's used and it's supercharged, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the interior. But if I've got a, you know, certified used 1794, I will. I'll spend some time there and talk about, you know, the evolution and what kind of details they incorporated. So it really varied depending on what I was videoing and how excited I was about it. The one thing I always tried to do is keep them short. You know, you'll see even on my YouTube channel now, some of the earlier videos I did, some of those were 4 or 5 minutes in length, which probably took me close to 2 hours to film without really screwing up or feeling comfortable with them, and then having to do some editing on my phone after, and it was really getting tricky. So I also realized after some time, I looked at some of my analytics on YouTube, and I realized people weren't watching much after about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. So that's where I started to cap it, and that's what you see, especially the last couple of years, all my videos under that 2-minute mark.
Man, I got to tell you, if they click off of that video, it's almost like you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
That's genius right there.
Over.
So Laura says, I'm quoting Laura Madison here. I get to quote Laura Madison. She says that if you talk about the things that motivate you, then you're going to be motivated, and that comes right across that video. So if you're geeked about the 1794 interior, it's coming out. And if you're talking about a certain, I mean, this woman loves some supercharged Tundra. I already know that for a fact. So if there's a supercharger on that, let me tell you, she's going to sell that truck. Nobody else is even going to get a shot. And then she talked about, personalizing it and making sure you keep it short. That's, how could you make it any better than that? But you're telling, so you might take 2 hours to make it right for a 1.5-minute video. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I used to take if it was 5 minutes, that would take me sometimes 2 hours. Now, when you hit something under the 2-minute mark, I don't think it'll take you more than an hour. Because I'm not scripting them. I know what I want to say. I've got a little note card with a couple bullet points, some kind of key highlights that I want to hit, but I'm not scripting, I'm not practicing. I want it to feel authentic. So it should be something that comes out fairly easy, something that I can put together fairly easy after it's done.
All right, so I'm already hearing you guys right now. I can hear your mind right now. You're going like, man, you spent an hour to do a walk around and have a video. And so it all comes down to math. Everything about sales is money and math. Math is money, money's math, time is math, it's math. So would you rather do a little short video on a RAV4, a Camry, a 4Runner and send it to 18 customers? Or would you like to try to do a walk around to 18 different customers to sell the car who've already been several other places and are already upset? It seems like to me you're more efficient by sending the video out. Is that true?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this. The more efficient you are in this business, the better your results. Is that true?
Absolutely.
You know what? This has been a great place to stop this right now. So I'm going to recap real quick. Get out there and do a walk around and talk about the things you love about the car. Remember, if these people come in and they want to find out about the trunk or look under the hood or want to find out what kind of tires are on there, that's fine. But the things that amp you up are the things that are really going to come across. You're going like, oh man, this new Camry, let me show you a little bit about what they've done, why it drives better, double wishbone suspension in the back. And if you're fired up about that, the customer's going to come in and they're going to be fired up to meet you because they know you're truly passionate. I think we get stuck. Do we get stuck?
We get stuck, and there's that quote about how selling is the transfer of enthusiasm supported by conviction. Video is the perfect formula to be able to transfer that enthusiasm, get everybody excited, and give them a real reason to come in and see you.
Transfer of enthusiasm.
Supported by conviction, yeah.
I got to tell you, I do a lot of classes for you guys, and some of you come walking in there dragging the top of your shoes off like somebody forced you to come to the training because they did, and they told you about it that morning. You go, look, I'm going to go to training. I just wish one day 50 or 60 of you would walk in there up on your toes, bounce up, chest butt me, and go, woo, KC, because you don't even know what kind of class you would get if you treated me like that. It's the same thing with the customers. Once they get fired up, it's a car deal because nobody ever leaves their house not to buy a car. This has been PK52, the Saturday Morning Meeting, second series with Laura Madison.